This morning, one live account showed $1,003 in spend over 30 days. $284 went to search terms with 0 conversions. 102 distinct terms are negative keyword candidates. Average CPA sits at $40. That is not a creative problem. It is a language problem hiding inside the search terms report. Most teams open ChatGPT and ask for fresher headlines. That is vibe copy. What actually moves RSA performance is cost-weighted n-grams pulled from the terms that already spent money. You rank phrases by dollars, not by how clever they sound. The model then rewrites only from that ranked list. Cost first, tone second. Order matters because each step feeds the next with real account data. If you invent benchmarks before you mine search terms, the model hallucinates targets that never existed in your account. If you hand bids to the model before RSA language is clean, you scale waste. Search terms first, proof second, bids last. That sequence keeps the human in control of money. Step 1. Use ChatGPT for RSA built from search terms, not from a blank prompt. Export the search terms report. Keep only rows with spend. Weight each n-gram by cost. Paste that ranked list into the model and ask for 15 headlines and 4 descriptions that reuse the expensive phrases. You are compressing paid language, not inventing brand poetry. Why cost weight beats vibe is simple. A phrase that spent $80 with no conversion is a stronger signal than a clever line nobody typed. When the model sees free trial near the top of the cost list, every headline inherits that phrase. Your RSA then matches the query language Google already charged you for. Match rate rises because the words are borrowed from buyers, not from a brainstorm. Ask the model for pin suggestions too, but keep pins sparse. One headline pinned to position 1 if it carries the highest cost n-gram. Leave the rest unpinned so Google can mix. Paste the RSA draft into the ad group that already owns those terms. You are closing the loop between what people typed and what the ad now says. That is the only RSA job ChatGPT does well here. While the terms report is open, mark the 0 conversion spenders as negative keyword candidates. In the sample account, that was $284 across 102 terms. ChatGPT can cluster those terms into themes so you add negatives faster. It does not decide the negative, you do. The model only groups the waste so your review takes minutes instead of an hour. Step 2. Never trust fabricated benchmarks. ChatGPT will happily invent a good CPA for your vertical if you ask what others pay. Those numbers are not from your account, not from Google, and not from any audited study the model can cite. In this account, average CPA is $40. That is the only baseline that matters until more conversions land. Why this step sits after RSA work is deliberate. You already have ranked language and a clean waste list. If you let the model set a target CPA of $22 because it sounds industry standard, you will cut bids on the exact ad groups you just improved. Fabricated benchmarks create false urgency. Your own $40 CPA is the floor you defend until the new RSA collects proof. When you need a comparison, prompt the model with your own numbers only. Paste last 30 days spend, conversions, and CPA. Ask it to restate risk in plain language, not to supply a better benchmark from the internet. Good output sounds like $284 is 28% of spend with no return. Bad output invents a national average you cannot audit. Treat every number the model returns as untrusted until it matches a UI you can open. If ChatGPT says impression share is low, you still open the auction insights or the campaign metrics card yourself. The model is a drafting layer. It is not a reporting source. That habit alone stops most of the damage PPC teams create with generative tools in planning decks. Step 3. Keep the human on bids. ChatGPT can draft a bid rationale paragraph. It cannot see live auction pressure, conversion delay, or the $284 you just cut from waste. Bid changes move real money in hours. Language changes move money in days. That is why bids stay human after the RSA and benchmark work are done. Why the human stays on bids is risk shape. A bad headline wastes a fraction of budget inside one ad group. A bad target CPA or a blanket bid cut can stall the whole account before the new RSA has impressions. You already removed 102 weak terms. You already rewrote from cost-weighted n-grams. Now you raise or lower bids only where the fresh ads and clean query map deserve it. You can still use the model as a second pair of eyes on bid notes. Paste the ad group CPA, the new RSA status, and the waste you removed. Ask for 3 questions a senior buyer would ask before touching the bid. Answer those questions yourself inside the Google Ads UI. The output is a checklist, not an instruction to raise bids 20%. Set a hard rule on the team. No bid change ships because ChatGPT suggested a number. Bid changes ship because the search terms are cleaned, the RSA carries cost-weighted language, and the live CPA of $40 still makes sense against margin. The model drafts, the buyer decides. That split is what actually works in 2026, not full autopilot prompts. Put the 3 steps on a weekly loop. Mine terms and rebuild RSA language on Monday. Recheck that no fabricated benchmark entered the planning doc on Wednesday. Review bids only after those 2 doors are closed. In the sample account, that loop would have surfaced $284 of waste before anyone argued about creative tone. Process beats inspiration when spend is on the line. Recap. Cost-weighted n-grams beat vibe copy for RSA. Never trust fabricated benchmarks when your live CPA is already visible. Keep the human on bids after language and waste are clean. One account showed $1,003 spend, 284 wasted, 102 negative candidates, $40 CPA. Read the full write-up on the blog on Ahmeego.com. Buddy by Ahmeego, a company of It All Started with an Idea.